Lawmakers representing Ilaje, Ese-Odo federal constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Donald Ojogo, has commended the economic reforms of President Bola Tinubu, describing them as difficult steps but very necessary for Nigeria to prosper. Ojogo, who stated this in a statement signed by his Chief of Staff, Oladeji Ebisemiju, noted that Nigerians would soon begin reaping the benefits of the sacrifices made due to Tinubu's reforms. He maintained that President Tinubu is actively working to lift many Nigerians out of poverty, adding that all the economic reforms will continue to enhance Nigerians' growth potential. According to the lawmaker, only a man of courage like President Tinubu could have embarked on such bold and ambitious reforms, saying the president is committed to making life easier for Nigerians by introducing policies and programs that are beneficial to all. Every country in their needs economic redirection like ours cannot avoid the reforms that are currently ongoing. But like childbirth, the pain and whatever effects that accompanying such reforms are temporal and will ultimately lead to positive results. As lawmakers, we have thoroughly examined the processes of these reforms, and the preponderance of views is that they are not just necessary but desirable for the nation. Quickly, Dr. Kie, I want to ask, do you agree with what the lawmaker has said, that this economic reform that Tinubu has presented, has, put in place, is all actually for the benefit of the country?
Yes, I think, let me join again to wish and congratulate all us Christians during this Yellowtide. Happy Christmas to everyone, and also to you.
Thank you.
It's indeed a pleasure. Today's Boxing Day.
Yes, today's Boxing Day.
We're sure we're not going to box our president or box our country.
Okay, so we'll take it slowly in the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd like to say that, first of all, the lawmaker has done the needful. What makes it needful? Because he's able to come out openly to declare his understanding about the policies of Mr. President. And if you ask me, they are in a better position to really tell us what the implications of these policies are. Because as lawmakers, for instance, the president has presented the budget, and the budget most times reflects the picture of what we should be expecting as a nation in 2025. And in trying to stray the budget, look at what are the economic policies, what are the programs that government wants to fund in 2025. So I think he's in a better position to inform Nigerians that the economic reforms, the policies are for the betterment of Nigerians. But our own expectations and desires as Nigerians is to see it translate, or manifest in actions. Because we may not really understand the rhetorics, because we are not lawmakers. We are not very, 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 very inside government, even though we are a democratic nation. But they who are in the government, when I mean in the government is for us. Democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So for now, the government is for us. So the people who are in the government, the drivers of the government, will tell us more better. But I believe that with all fairness, Mr. President in this 2024 has shown leadership strength. What is that leadership strength? That leadership strength has to do with the will, the political will that Nigerians has been crying that we do not have leaders that have political will to take some economic decisions and some political decisions. Yes, so I like to commend Mr. President. He has shown that that political will. One, in ensuring that we have the local government autonomy, and equally ensuring that most of the policies that looks very difficult for presidents to think, for instance, the removal of fuel subsidy, like the lawmaker is trying to allude, yes, is a very painful and very, very huge, decision to take. Like I would tell anybody that every previous administration have desired to remove the fuel subsidy because it's a way of curbing corruption in Nigeria. It's one of the structures that corruption was so much in this country. That's the fuel subsidy, issue. So for the president to come up to say the subsidy is gone, even though some still feel that one way or the other that we are still subsidizing the payment of our fuel.
Okay.
But that's what, if the government are telling you we are not paying for fuel anymore, for subsidy, well, let us take them by the words they are using.
Okay, in essence, Dr. Ikie, you're saying the fuel subsidy removal was actually to curb corruption.
It's part of it.
So, do you think that there has been any progress during this whole process since 29th May 2023? That, if I'm not mistaken, right? 2023, right? That this fuel subsidy was removed. Do you think that it has actually yielded the results that you feel should have been done? Because there's been cases where this fuel subsidy has actually done more harm than good. Because the president, I remember Labour asked the president not to remove the subsidy if only he has put in place, decisions that will be to the benefit of Nigerians. And he made these promises that this fuel subsidy he's going to remove, he would make sure that it does not affect the economic situation of the country.
No.
But it's now something else. The hardship level has actually increased to the higher level. So I need you to make it make sense.
Well, I think Mr. President has never said that the fuel subsidy is not going to cause economic pains on Nigeria, but he said it's going to be momentary. Just like the lawmaker is also affirming. Now, what Nigerians expected, just like he cited the issue of child delivery labor, it's going to be painful, which we are already going through. But once the child is out, is a vision, is a process, is a desire that is intended to better Nigerian. And of course, I want to believe that because of the removal of fuel subsidy, because of the pains and the cries of Nigerians, that's why we realize that Aliko Dangote fuel refinery came on board, and then the Port Harcourt refinery we also had is now beginning to work. And our prayers...
Is the Port Harcourt refinery actually working?
Is
it functioning?
I've not gone there, but what we heard on the public domain, that it has started functioning. Then, so our desire is that let it work very well, and then let the Kaduna refinery begin to work again, Warri refinery begins to work again. If they are all working, we should not be destroying our energy in talking about just one area, because just like our economy revolves around it.
Quickly, sorry, Dr. Ikie, you're saying that this, if the refineries were working and the fuel subsidy was removed, just like the president did, that would have actually been a better situation.
What I'm saying is that, yes, it's going to be, if the refineries are working, of course, there will even be nothing called subsidy. So it's because they are not working. These products are being refined abroad, and then for you to bring them in. So that's why the money for subsidy actually is coming in. So if our refineries are working, we don't have no item in the budget, no item in issue of our national life will be tagged subsidy. So I want to believe that we have endured, and we are only praying, like I said, that let these good promises, let these good reforms that we have heard governments, putting in place begin to manifest. When they begin to manifest, we will now begin to say, it's like a woman who says, I'm pregnant. And then after 9 months, nobody sees a child, right? Everybody will say, you sure this woman was not faking or lying? So we believe that these economic reforms is not something that will begin to manifest after 4 years or after the tenure of Mr. President. Then we will now begin to, I feel like saying a lie with this man talk. So we want to see it manifest in 20 25.
Okay, you talked about a pregnant woman, sorry, as is a case study. When a woman is pregnant, there's something they call the first trimester and the second trimester. You know, you see changes during this pregnancy level, which consists of change in appetite, body changes, you know, and emotional changes. You know, the woman start readjusting to certain things and all of that. In this reform that you just mentioned, those policies that the president has, you know, put in place, there should have been changes that we would have seen in the process of waiting for the better results. Do you think there has been changes in the process that Nigerians have experienced? Because if you are actually involved in this, you would know that people are actually, the case of the stampede that occurred in Ibadan and Abuja and Anambra, you know, what was the reason for the stampede?
No,
but I'm not trying to redirect, I mean,
no, you have a point.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask here, wait, this case study that you gave, you know, we see processes that occur in the case study. And the reform that has been made and put in place by the president, are we not supposed to see progress, little baby steps to the bigger one?
There are progresses, I can tell you.
Can tell
now,
us.
I think, with all due respect, it looks as if most of these stakeholders are hiding the progress of Mr. President. I was at the Nigerian Labour Congress Secretariat in Abuja, and I saw these buses, these gas buses, CNG buses,
okay,
about 5 or 6 or 10, I can't remember vividly,
okay,
parked in that premises. And I asked, why are these vehicles parked? The essence of it was for it to alleviate the pains of Nigerian workers. Is that correct? So why is the Labour parking that vehicle? Is it that the vehicles are not good? So you come and tell us, because we watched on television, right, that Labour, NANS and some groups were giving these vehicles. Okay. So I feel that some stakeholders are hiding the progress of this government. And I think it's condemnable. I'm saying from experience, not that somebody told me. Okay. I went to the Labour house and I saw those vehicles parked. So I want to call on the Labour president, if you cannot manage those vehicles, give it to me. I can manage it to ensure that Nigerian workers, if it is the ones in Abuja, or you can send it to Port Harcourt or any location, I can help you manage it, okay, so that Nigerian workers will use it. So I'm also saying that the part of the progress we are seeing, because Mr. President cannot do a project or a program that will alleviate the people better than what a local government chairman or a governor will do. Okay. And you will agree with me that this government has given the state governors, the local government chairmen more money than they have ever received before. So the allocations have increased. Why is the allocation increasing? In the wisdom of the federal government and the intention of Mr. President, the local government and the state governors are more closer to their people. So let us give them more money. Are you getting me? Okay. So that they can come up with programs. Because what I discover is that local government, state governors across the country are always pointing back the pains of the people to the federal, and which is bad. Okay,
so it's supposed to start from the local government.
Yeah, what we are saying is that tell us what you have used with the huge allocations you are receiving currently because of the removal of fuel subsidy. Okay. So they are having more money. Local government chairman tell us that, okay, the month A, right? We receive so billions of naira. This is what we have done. So don't be blaming every day bad policies. My dear sister, if you have money, will you be complaining about life, about your welfare? Everything you want to get revolves around money, is it not? Yes. So the Nigerians are crying because they are not seeing resources to achieve what they need to achieve. And local government chairmen, state governors are receiving huge amount of money. I'm not holding brief from Mr. President, but I'm only saying that the state government and the local government are the people that are supposed to feel the pains of the people more.
Because they are close to
yes, and you have been giving money to take care of the people.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Kier. Before we continue, we have no other than Dr. Nelson VC Okene. He's a senior lecturer of Department of Political and Administrative Studies in the University of Port Harcourt. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. And thank you so much for coming, and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for joining us to have this enjoyable conversation about the reforms. But quickly, I would love to get your thoughts. What do you have to say about the economic reforms from the president?
I've been listening to my colleague, my dear friend, with rapt attention, but I'm afraid I disagree with a lot of what he's saying. Okay. Well, we can look at things from slightly different points of view. Okay. My first point really is that the whole idea of even demonizing subsidy is laughable. Because subsidy is just another way of government intervening in the economy and trying to alleviate the pains of the people, or try to give special privileges to certain sectors, to guide it, to protect it. And all governments all over the world, including the capitalist ones, all have some form of subsidies. America has subsidy on agriculture. There are sectors that they protect for national interest and all that. And what is the subsidy? Government tries to not allow the direct play of market forces within a particular sector in order to benefit some people or help the industry or the sector to grow. Why would a natural economy producing country, an economy where oil is our mainstay, why should Nigerians pay the full cost of the production of oil that is under our feet, that we export under normal circumstances? It doesn't make any sense for economy or for anything. But we have overblown this idea of subsidy as if all the whole problem in Nigeria is hinged on subsidy. The corruption in the oil sector is like corruption in the police, sorry to say. It's like corruption in the educational sector. It's like corruption in so why are all the other corruption issues and other sectors not being tackled? Okay, now that Mr. President have demonstrated so much courage, as he said, and removed subsidy, why are the problems not being solved? There's even serious argument as to whether there was even subsidy in the first place, or whether subsidy has even been removed. In fact, government have owned up after that removal that they reintroduced subsidy. Other men have said that subsidy was reintroduced. So why are we still making a lot of argument about subsidy? Corruption should be dealt with anywhere, so that the actual cost of production of these things and the implication for the cost can be settled. If you remove all those additional corruption and all that, maybe the actual price will come down. When the government published their costs for importing and bringing in fuel, how much of the cost was borne by importation and landing charges? Now that Dangote is producing, how much difference has it made? Okay, we hope that it will gradually come down, but we did not see the kind of dramatic changes that we're expecting. So it's not, I don't think it's really about subsidy. It's about the elite really exploiting this economy, exploiting the masses, taking advantage everywhere and anyhow they can, to continue to hold the masses and the working class to their bootstraps. So that's it.